Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley. And wow, we got another absolutely fantastic show coming your way. We got this guest that's been on the show many, many times, and she always brings joy and happiness and wisdom every time she is here. So I'm excited every time to be in this young lady's presence because I get educated. She always brings something different, and I'm excited about this guest. How you doing today, Michelle? How you doing?
I'm doing good, doing good. Yeah, we love having this guest on the show. She brings a lot of wisdom and just things that make you go, just thoughts for you to kind of consider. I mean, sometimes it's those specific questions that make you ponder. Wow, I never really thought about that. So we'll tell you a little bit about it when we introduce her on the show.
Wow. And I tell you, what she's going to talk about today, I'm not going to give it away right now. But it's something that we have to ask ourselves at all times, even when we're going through trials and tribulation, difficult situations, or certain things. And so we have to ask ourselves this question. Michelle, you're going to identify that in a minute. But Todd, how you doing today, man?
Ready
how
to
you
lock in
doing?
here? 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Harvey for Senate.
It's Your Life is sponsored by James J.C. Cooley.
Dr. James J.C. Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life.
Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley. Now, wow, we got another absolutely magnificent show coming your way today, and we got this returning guest. I mean, I can almost say she's almost a permanent fixture of the show. She's been on so many times, and she brings so much wisdom, understanding, and focus to all of us. And just like Michelle was just saying a few minutes ago, she always brings these things that make you say, I did not know that. And you know what? It's going to be one of those days again because this young lady right here came to educate, came to share. And we're going to talk about her book. But first of all, whichever platform that you're watching us on, whether it's E36 Television, Transfer TV, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, or over 68 live platforms, welcome to the show. And if you want to be part of the conversation, all you have to do is go to the comments, ask any questions on whichever platform you're watching us on or listening to us on. Or you can pick up the phone and dial the radio station, KCBQ AM 1170, answer FM 96.1 at 1-888-344-1170. Again, that's 1-888-344-1170. Michelle, I am excited about the show today. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I can't wait to introduce this guest and the topic of the show today.
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you go ahead and do the honors in doing that? Because we want to get this guest on as quickly as possible so she can share some of her knowledge, wisdom, and understanding with us.
Yes. Well, today's title is Are You Present? And we're having a conversation with Dr. Stacey Bulluck. She's a CEO, transformational speaker, evangelist, media host, and author. She's going to talk about why it's essential to be present. How is being present a key to success? What is awareness? How does self-awareness contribute to personal growth and development? Recognizing your own worth and so many more. So Dr. Bulluck is the owner and founder of Power and Resilience, workforce development and life coaching agency. She provides workforce development training, individual life skills training through the coaching agency. She's the president and CEO of Order Steps Incorporated, a nonprofit serving homeless women and formerly incarcerated women veterans. And she's a best-selling author of 2 spiritual self-help books. And she's got a new one coming out, which she's going to talk about. You know, she's an Army veteran, have served a little under 18 years, where she advanced to the rank of staff sergeant. She was discharged after enduring an injury while serving in Egypt. She is a compassionate individual whose mission is to help others reach their full potential through the power of resilience. As a life coach, she knows the importance of empowering others by igniting their capacity to be resilient. She provides a plethora of modalities to enhance the lives of undeserved populations. Please welcome to the show, Dr. Stacey Bulluck. There you go. How you doing, Stacey? Stacey, can't hear you.
I was on mute. I apologize. Thank you for having me on the show.
You're welcome.
It's like my second home, I'll say. I'm so grateful for you all.
Oh, we're so grateful for you. And you always bring topics to the forefront where we actually have to think. I think sometimes those simple questions people don't even ponder. They ponder the difficult and complex questions. But before we get into the topic, which is the topic of your new book, the title of your new book, can you tell us, Stacey, and I read your bio, some of your bio, but you know what it didn't say in your bio, who were your role models growing up?
Oh my goodness. I often think about that. And there are a plethora of people. However, when you asked the question today, the first thing that came to my heart is and was my mom and my aunts. I had 7 aunts who played a major role in my life. They are all gone from this earth, but never from my heart. And I mean, these women showed me how to overcome adversity, how to keep going, how to make it happen. Whatever it is that you need to make happen. Oh, one of my aunts had the recipe for it. And they also had the recipe for some really good food and fun times, yes.
You know, when we think of role models, when you ask maybe younger people, like kids and everything, they'll think of celebrity or sports figure, and that's fine. But I figure role models is someone you had a relationship with, or you still do have a relationship with, because you know them and you know what their character is. So that's why I asked that question. But let's get into the topic. Are you present? That is a simple question. And what does it really mean? And can you kind of break it down to the audience, Stacey? Dr. Stacey.
It is, Stacey's good. It is a simple question. And that's where we make our mistakes sometimes in life. We want to see something dramatic or something that has a lot of things connected to it. But let's just use the acronym KISS. And it says, keep it simple. I won't say the other word, but let's keep it simple so we can sustain it. That's what I'll add to it. So being present means that we are observing who we are. We're paying attention to our daily activity, our daily responses to the world, daily responses to situations. Give you a prime example. I had someone to call me out of the blue, a lender. It's about that time they're paying attention to the market rates and things like that. And I purchased a home last year about this time. So he called and he wanted to know if he could get me a new loan rate. And my gut said no, not with this particular lender. And we have to pay attention to that. We have to be present enough to pay attention to our own body, to our own thoughts. We have to trust ourselves to make the right choices. Now, this doesn't happen overnight. It takes practice. We have to listen and we have to choose wisely. But once we begin to do it on a consistent basis, guess what? It becomes second nature. And when I felt that tug to say no, I said no. And I wasn't upset about it. And then this peace comes along with trusting who you are. When you are present within yourself, oh my goodness, can't nobody stop you.
Yes, that's amazing. And do you feel being present within yourself is getting rid of the noise? We're always so busy. We're always in a rush. We always want to, always, but some people just, too many people are in your business. You share too much. But why is it important? Why is it essential to be present about who you really are and what you represent and what your thoughts are, and just removing the noise, even if someone is actually talking to you, you hear them. There's a difference between hearing and listening.
Definitely.
Listening is being present. Hearing is just what we have through our ears, but listening is part of being present. Why is it essential to be present? I know we're getting ready to do a break in about 2 minutes, but let's just start that. Why is it essential?
It's essential, first of all, because we're still breathing. I'm going to go back to what you said about being present with noise. I was in a hair salon the other day, and there was a conversation going on. And my stylist, she said something to me, and I went, And she said, "You didn't hear what I said?" And I said, "No, because I was not listening, because that was not for me." So we have to be paying attention so much that we can block the noise out. And I know we go on the break, so I'm going to stop.
Wow. Being able to block the noise out is sometimes it requires being focused. And just like you're talking about right now, being present in the moment. Just because you're in a moment, you might not be present in that moment, because your mind could be wandering all over the place. And have you ever been around, you ask a person a question and they're like, what are you talking about? So that's a focus thing. And I tell you what, we're going to take a station break, but we're going to come back because this young lady right here is fantastic. And she's going to talk about being present. We're going to talk about her book. We're going to talk about a lot of other things that she's going to educate us on. So if you want to be part of the conversation, all you have to do is go to the platform that you're watching us on. Go to the comments, ask any question that you might have, or pick up the phone and dial the radio station at KCBQ AM 1170 answer 1-888-344-1170. Again, that's 1-888-344-1170. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
There's more stories of greatness to help you overcome adversity coming up on It's Your Life with James Cooley.
A Black Man's Point of View is the newest Amazon.com #1 release.
Listen up. It's Dr. James J.C. Cooley. Yeah. It's the James Cooley Show. It's your life. Hey. Dr. James J.C. Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life.
Really get a chance to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you truly know who you are, love who you are. Love who you are. You're a masterpiece. Love who you are. Love who you were born to be. Love me some me. That's what I'm talking about. When you leave high school, you gotta know today or tomorrow, hopefully today, what your plans are. Hopefully, there is no bad decision unless there is no plan. Create, collaborate, commit with confidence. Commit with what? Commit with what? And everything that you do.
Noah Dingley here, producer of The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. And the new audio version of James' book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, is a must-have. James shares his true life story of struggle and success in America. It's both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieving the American dream. Get the new audio version of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James Cooley on Amazon.com or wherever audiobooks are sold.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and sometimes there ain't nothing but a party, baby. In life, that's what I mean by that. I'm talking about staying, keeping your head up, smiling, staying focused, being in the present, and just understanding and soak all of this beautifulness that we experience every day. Just soak it all in. But we have to also be present and doing certain things, achieving certain goals, and having the right mindset. And Stacey is an expert at all of these things, and I'm interested to talk about her new book in a minute. And she, as you see, she got it in the background over there, looking kind of good. I just haven't gotten my copy of it yet, but I mean, I know I will. So hey, Stacey, I want to pick it back up. I know Michelle was asking you, why is it essential to be present? And I know you was going through some of those answers. Can you pick it back up from there?
Sure. So,
oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's
Wrong one.
Wrong one. It's okay. We have to be present, not just physically, not just in business, not just at work. And what this really means is that we are taking a stance on being willing to be present. Sometimes we're not willing to do much of anything except for go with the flow. And sometimes going with the flow is not conducive to being successful. Now, if we want to be successful, now we're going to say, I'm taking a stance on willingness. And what does that mean? That means that if I want to become an author, if I want to publish a book, there's steps that I have to be willing to take. I believe I may have said it before that for writing, I had to set a schedule for myself. I had to be willing to discipline myself. I had to be willing to pay attention and say, Stacey, you will not go watch mindless TV. You will go and sit for an hour and you must write no less than 500 words. Normally it would be more, but my willingness put me in a position to allow who I've been created to be to pour out of me.
Wow. And you write about the writing, because when I write books, I mean, I have to sit back and I have to be focused, I have to set the time aside, and I have to stay in that time. I'm talking about at least that dedicated time in order to stay focused. So let's talk a little bit more. What are some of the signs that someone is not fully present?
Distracted. Have you ever had a conversation with someone? We just talked about it a few seconds ago. And somebody would say something to you and you go, what you say? Because we were not there. We were not paying attention. And it makes others maybe feel like what you're saying is not important. And it could be something that we really needed to hear. Just think if somebody said, oh, what's your bank account number? I'm going to deposit some money. But we weren't paying attention. We weren't present enough to even receive a gift. How many times have people missed opportunities because they weren't either one, sometimes physically present, showed up late, and they were at 3 p.m. they were handing out $3,000 gift cards, but we were not present enough within ourselves to put together our schedule that makes us be on time. I had to work on that. I had to say, how
I
long?
think we all had to, because and you bring up an interesting point. Have you ever just been around, this person is late every day? I mean, you can depend on this person going to be 10, 15 minutes late every day. And they expect to be blessed or whatever that might mean. And they don't understand because they're not present mindset wise. Is what I'm trying to say, that everybody work together as a team. And everybody had to be on time. Everybody had to do their job in order to keep the ball rolling, in order to meet the goals of expectations of an organization, a company, family obligations. I'm talking about was it as mom and dad were taking care of the kids, or just some one always late. Oh, I know she's gonna be 30 minutes late, so I'm just gonna sit back here. That's not being present, because that's, I believe, and you can tell me, that's kind of not really understanding, not really caring that everything has a time zone, has a purpose. Otherwise, we shouldn't be doing.
Right. Exactly. Everything has its precise moment. I'm thinking about walking down the street sometimes, and when it was the rainy season here in Texas, and I can remember looking on one side of the street and it was dark clouds, and on the other side is sunshine. But there's going to come a moment when those dark clouds reach where I am, and I have to be present enough to say, okay, and you can walk probably down to the end of this block, and then you need to turn around and go back to the house before you get drenched. And that will happen in life if we are not present enough in mind and spirit. Physically, sometimes it matters, sometimes it really doesn't matter, but it really matters that we be present, conscious, as the world would like to say now, in our mind and in our heart, to pay attention enough to keep ourselves out of harm's way. There are some places we just don't need to go, and there are some things that we just don't need to do. But we can, if we're not present, we're gonna do your body gonna do just like my granddaughter said the other day. She said, I feel like a robot sometimes. And that's what's gonna happen. You're gonna go through those robotic movements of life because you're not present. You're gonna follow something that somebody else is doing because you're not present enough to be your authentic self.
Wow. And you mentioned in your book on effect of communications. Talking about whether it's a relationship, whether husband, wife, whether it's communicating with your kids, and whether, just like you said, the grandbaby, all this other type of stuff. So how does not being present affect communication and the overall quality of the relationship or a relationship?
Great question. You were you in my house yesterday? I actually was having a conversation with a really close girlfriend, and she revealed to me, she said, you know what? I have grown. I have grown to the point that when I know that there's about to be some type of, disagreement, argument between me and my spouse, I have learned. I have become present enough, aware that this is about to happen, and I know what I need to do to silence it. And she used the word, I'm grown now. And we have to come to those conclusions in life. If you know, your body will tell you, oh, you getting riled up for what? Now you got to start thinking. There's this term in psychology called Socratic reasoning. And it's when you take some questions and you fly them through your mind real fast. For someone who has PTSD, it's the questions are, am I in danger? Is this really happening? Is this real? And you got to do that quickly. So to be present enough to know that your body is changing. It's getting rigid. Your hands are starting to sweat, or you starting to feel a certain way. But a lot of people won't pay attention to their own body. They won't pay attention to their emotions. And we must be in control of our emotions. That way, our relationships now can be better. We can build on them if we just sometimes just pay attention.
So you just mentioned something that you got in your book is, and the question that you asked was, how does self-awareness, like your friend, I mean, she is aware of these things that it probably took a long time to, figure it out. And it also probably contribute to a better relationship, not sure, between her and her spouse. But how does self-awareness lead to greater confidence, self-confidence, and self-development?
You know, when you are aware of who you are, I had to accept that I'm a writer. And now I had to take those steps, like we just talked about a few minutes ago, and discipline myself. I'm a writer. When we become aware of our gifts, our talents, the things that make us mad, the things that make us happy, we can now navigate through this thing called life with our tools. And our tools are necessary because we don't want to go emotionally off the rails. And sometimes, if you get upset, you have to be the one to draw yourself back in. You can't depend on somebody else to say, oh, come on, calm down. It's going to be okay. But when we become aware of who we are, we can push that pedal to the metal and be very successful in whatever we want to do.
Wow. You just hit it on the nose, because my show yesterday talked about life. I'm talking about development. And part of life is knowing who you are. And once you know who you are, and you really know who you are, you got to love who you are. And that also, I believe, build self-confidence, and also build a different type of mindset that allow us to move forward and cope. So I'll tell you, we got to take a station break. But as you know, Dr. Stacey always bring it. I told you. And if you want to be part of this conversation, and you want to share a little bit about Are You Present, all you have to do is just go to the platform that you're watching us on, ask any questions in the comments that you might have, or pick up the phone and dial 1-888-344-1170. Again, that's 1-888-344-1170. Remember, it's your life. And we'll be back shortly after the break. But know yourself, love yourself before you share yourself.
There's more.
Really get a chance to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you truly know who you are, love who you are. Love who you are. You're a masterpiece. Love who you are. Love who you were born to be. Love me some me. That's what I'm talking about. When you leave high school, you gotta know today or tomorrow, hopefully today, what your plans are. Hopefully, there is no bad decision unless there is no plan. Create, collaborate, commit with confidence. Commit with what? Commit with what? And everything that you do. If you can see it here, you can do it. You might not be able to see it with the physical eyes, but if you can see it here, you can do it. Don't let anyone tell you that you cannot do it. You all are the future leaders of tomorrow. I am a leader. I am a senior. I will be one of the leaders of this world. So if you know yourself and if you love yourself, you got the confidence, you can share yourself, you can be who you are. It doesn't matter if you short, tall, fat, big, whatever, black, white, pink, gold, purple. It doesn't matter. You step up with confidence. You are a masterpiece.
Craving a slice of Chicago right here in Temecula wine country? Then dive into legendary Chicago deep dish style pizza at Rosati's Pizza Pub. Piled high with gooey cheese, rich tomato sauce, and your favorite toppings, Rosati's delivers the taste of the Windy City right to your table or front door. Enjoy that cozy pub atmosphere and an impressive selection of Temecula wines. Come on down to Rosati's Pizza Pub for your slice of Chicago right here on Rancho California Road, or order online at myrosatis.com. Rosati's, where Chicago deep dish pizza meets Temecula charm.
Yeah. Dr. James JC Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life. Yeah.
Ain't over yet is the unfiltered truth to provide hope for the future by challenging you to refuse to become a victim of life's circumstance and dare to become an overcomer, because a bigger, better, and more impactful life awaits you. Get the new audio version of his book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, by Dr. James Cooley, on Amazon or wherever books are sold.
Let's go. It's the James Cooley Show. It's your
Hello. Welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and I'm here with my very, 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 I can add like 100 million, very behind that time, friend, Dr. Stacey Bulluck. And this woman is absolutely extraordinary. She do so many things. And she only listed a couple of things. Transformational speaker, which she is, and you can tell. Host her own show. What Stacey, you haven't mentioned your show on my show in a while. You got to mention that again. And she will be hosting my show in a couple of weeks during the time that, and Todd, I don't want to put it out there, but Michelle and I going to Puerto Vallarta, man. We're going to Puerto Vallarta, and it's going to be fantastic. But what we're talking about today are you present? Are you present in the moment? Or are you present in life? Are you present with your spouse or your girlfriend or your kids? Or are you just present? Or you just walking around like a zombie? You know, we have to be present at everything that we do. Hey, so Todd, tell me, what's your thoughts on the show so far?
I tell you, James, this is a great show. I'm being educated and entertained at the same time. I'm taking notes and I'm eating popcorn. I started off with like 5 bags of popcorn. I'm down to 2 bags of popcorn. Such a great show. Let's get right back to it. What's your next question for your fabulous guest?
Well, my next question for my fabulous guest is, Stacey, what are the key areas of life where increased self-awareness can lead to significant improvement and changes on a person's well-being?
Woo. Okay, let's see if we can break this down. We want to improve our life, period. Every day when we wake up, we need to ask, what is it that I'm awake for today? Don't worry about next week. Definitely don't worry about yesterday. Focus, as Dr. Cooley said a little while ago, focus on the now. Be in the now. If you are in the kitchen cooking, don't worry about having to do an oil change on your car. We want to significantly reduce your stress every day. And you know how we do it? Being present. This is a stress management tool. If we stay in where we are at this moment, we're going to be all right. I cannot at this moment get up from my chair while I'm talking to you and go over here and start typing something on my laptop. I need to stay focused on this moment because it's this moment that matters. And that's why we have to start thinking. It's this moment that matters. Not next week, not even 15 minutes from now. Now, of course, don't take it out of context and say, yeah, but in 15 minutes I need to leave the house to go and pick up my child from the daycare on time. Okay, we understand that. But in the moment now, so guess what? We're going to focus on I'm folding clothes and I know I need to do something else. So guess what? To make sure you're on time, finish what you're doing, finish what you started, read between the lines, finish what you started. Don't pick up something new. Go do what you know you need to take care of.
You just brought up so many great points in what you just said, because a lot of people, include myself, probably you, and then others, sometimes forget that little tad bit that you just said. We are doing something in the now. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Things come across our mind immediately, but we have time. I'm not too much. We have, but we want. Oh, I got to do it. Put it down right now. And whatever task that we have at hand, if we still have the time zone that we put, what we were doing, right? We could finish that up and also think about our next step. Ooh, ooh. Can you hear me? Michelle? Michelle?
It's a little muffled.
Hello?
There we go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
We're taking hits at my end, so I apologize. Well, I hope we're back right now. I was saying that you brought out a lot of great points in the now. Doing things, focusing on what we're doing right now. If we pick the right time and the right situation, we're able to do what we're doing now and understand that we got a buffer of 15 to 20 minutes. But if we don't finish this now, we got to finish it later. When our goal is to do this now. But also being in the presence is also, I believe, Stace, is a focus on mindset and a state of mind that we have to pick out time slots and things that we need to do, or at least prepare during the day to stay focused on meeting our goals for that day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that requires, I believe, the self-awareness of oneself. And man, you just talked about that. If you don't know yourself, I mean, because you have not allowed yourself to know yourself, you're never gonna know yourself. You're gonna find yourself pulling this way, pulling that way. You're not gonna be able to accomplish anything. You're not gonna be able to, and certainly people not gonna want to look up to you. I'm talking about and be led by somebody that with you watching.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Talk about that a little bit.
Mm-hmm. So, I have another word, flighty. You're all over the place. And then you make a decision and say, oh yes, I'm going to do this, but 15 minutes later, because you got distracted, because you were no longer focused and present, now you said, oh yeah, I can go over here and do this, but you forgot that you were supposed to be taking care of something else. And it happens a lot with humanity, and they sometimes people don't take the time to let you in on their conversation that they're having in their mind, because they'll tell you, yes, I can help you with this, but then in their mind they're like, oh wait a minute, I need to take care of this, I need to take care of that, and forget all about what you said We must be able to be trustworthy, and being present will keep you trustworthy.
What Stacey? Correct me if I'm wrong. You have to be trustworthy with oneself. I'm talking about. Okay, and this might sound stupid, but I had to trust myself that I am going to create the discipline and the understanding that I am going to see whatever I plan through to the end. And so if I don't trust myself, I'm certainly not going to trust anybody else. I mean, I don't know if that makes any sense or not.
It does. But most people can't trust themselves because they don't know themselves.
They don't know themselves. But hold that thought. I want to come back to trusting yourself. But we got to take a station break. This is Stacey. You done did it again. And we still talking about your book. You got to tell people how they can get your book, what they're going to get out your book. We got so many things in the last 10 minutes that we're going to talk about. And I tell you what, if you want to be part of this conversation, I'll make it easy for you. Just pick up the phone, dial 1-888-344-1170. Again, that's 1-888-344-1170. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
There's more stories of greatness to help you overcome adversity. Coming up on It's Your Life with James Cooley.
A black man's point of
Dr. James J.C. Cooley from the United States of America, and I am here to just say, first of all, I'm so happy and honored to be in the Coffee Book 2023, Unified Brain Z and the other organizations. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this collection.
The James Cooley Show. It's your life. That's right.
And everywhere books are sold.
Craving a slice of Chicago right here in Temecula wine country? Then dive into legendary Chicago deep dish style pizza at Rosati's Pizza Pub. Piled high with gooey cheese, rich tomato sauce, and your favorite toppings, Rosati's delivers the taste of the Windy City right to your table or front door. Enjoy the cozy pub atmosphere and an impressive selection of Temecula wines. Come on down to Rosati's Pizza Pub for your slice of Chicago right here on Rancho California Road, or order online at myrosatis.com. Rosati's, where Chicago deep dish pizza meets Temecula charm.
Yeah. Dr. James Cooley.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and I tell you, Stacey, your book. I mean, you got many books. I mean, a lot. Uh, you are more than just a speaker. You're more than just a television host. You're more than just a writer. You're more than just the evangelist. You're more than just a a artist. I'm talking about on several different levels. I'm talking about not just painting, but you sculptures. All that. I mean, it's uh, and and spoken word. Uh, I want this is what I want to do, and I know Todd do not know anything about spoken word. Todd, do you know anything about spoken word?
I've witnessed some of it here in San Diego. They actually have spoken word at taco shops. So they have taco shop spoken word. It's kind of cool.
Okay, so our topic today we talking about is present, right? And I'm gonna put the spoken word champion. I told you, Stacey, I'm gonna get you one of these days. Uh, I am going to give her a word, and you got a 1 minute, Stacey. Come on now, cause if I give you more than that, I'm gonna be at a major disadvantage. And then after that, you can give me a word. I mean, me and you, it's not even coordinated. I wish Michelle was listening, locked in on this, but hey, Stacey, are you in the present? Or most people in the present? So my word for you, a minute or less, and Todd, this is new to our show. I did not know I was going to do this, and she did not know she was going to do this. So, hey, Stacey, 1 minute or less. Present meaning love. Hit it.
Present meaning love. Love is the expression of who we are on the inside. What does your inside say to you? Does your inside say that you're lovable, that you're obedient, that you're valuable, that you're excellent? What are you saying to you about you?
Wow, that's deep. Okay. Any word that we're dealing in the present, whatever you want me to do, let me see if I can kind of come back. I would consider a pro in spoken word. So you give me
Your word is change.
change. It happens every day. Change is being able to refocus. Change means your current situation is not your final destination. Change means that you have to understand that change is true. Change is going to happen in everybody around here, especially in you. Change. Todd, what are your thoughts?
I loved it. Very creative. You guys did great.
And speaking of change, space, change, how can we, I'm going back to your book, or your prep, how can we encourage others to recognize their self-worth? Just like this was a wrench thrown in, you didn't know I was going to challenge you to a spoken word. And by the way, you won. I get that title to you. But how can we encourage others to understand their self-worth, and there will require some change to maybe to the situation because it's not their final destiny. How can we-
First of all, we have to be willing to the one word that I always say when it comes to your self-worth is acceptance. Accept that maybe your left foot is bigger than your right foot. Accept that your hair color is turning gray. There's change happening in life. Accept it. That's the biggest thing that we have to do. We have to say, you know what? I accept who I am. However, if we need to make changes, which we all do, because we should be on a trajectory of growth in life, meaning that we will come to new situations in life or new thought patterns that, oh, wait a minute, I didn't like that career. Now I know who I am. I understand the assignment. My self-worth is growing. And now I have to make changes so that I can continue to walk in that direction of being better.
Being better is also being in the present. And I keep bringing it back to the situation that you are in today. It might not be God's complete plan for you, but God, I believe, give us signals, lead us, guide us. And if we're not present to understand what God is asking us to do, and this is not no religion show, by the way, we're not going to be able to achieve the next level of whatever God's successes that He has coming for us might be. We almost down to the end of the show, but what are your thoughts on that? And also tell them how they can get your book. I will be buying your book today. And just tell them how they can get it, because everybody needs to understand. So you got 1 minute.
Well, you know, we all have a purpose, and we have to tap into that purpose. And what I mean by that is, what are you passionate about? What do you like? What makes you happy? What gives you joy? Like I just said, sometimes we're in a job every day that we don't like. And then we go home and we find out that we love frying chicken. I shouldn't, maybe that's not the best example because I'm getting away.
I do.
But it's that thing that you whistling and dancing, and not even the music is not even playing, but it's playing in your heart because this excites you and this brings you joy. So that is what we need to say, okay, maybe this is what God planned for me to do in life, and He didn't plan for me to be a mechanic. But some people love to be a mechanic. I love to write. I just don't like the steps sometimes that it takes to write.
Wow.
So,
you know what? Hey, Stacey, we have time, but real quickly, tell people how they can get your book. You got 30 seconds left before Todd.
Shut us off. October 5th is the release date, and you can go to Amazon.com and purchase my book. The ebook will be 99 cents for just that day. But if you want the paperback copy, you can order that too.
Hey, why don't you send that to me? We'll put it on all our platforms. I want to thank you, Stacey. Always, my sister. Love you. I'd like to thank Michelle Cooley for putting together another fantastic show. I'd like to thank Todd Pyrick, KCB, my producers, KCBQ, AM 1170 The Answers. Most importantly, I'd like to thank my viewers for tuning in to the James Cooley Show Monday through Friday, live, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Always dream big, think big, and be big. And I'd like to thank the viewers. You are great. Dream big, think big, and be big at everything you do. We'll be back tomorrow.
Feel like you're trying to push a boulder uphill wearing skates? If you run or manage a local business today, you're challenged like never.